Hi, I'm Pam. Welcome to week 7 of our series of 8 wellbeing sessions. Now, if you've missed any of them, please go on to the Active Communities website and check out their YouTube channel. Just subscribe and you'll get access to all of them. So what I want to look at today is to really start to think about low days and how we can cope with a low day and being a bit more compassionate to ourselves. We're often more supportive, understanding and compassionate to other people, and we're much harsher to ourselves and very critical towards ourselves in those same situations. Now, learning to be more self-compassionate can lead to a calmer mind, lead to better relationships, less anxiety and depression, and an increased sense of self-worth. Now, low days are just that. They're one-off days where we can feel tired, fed up, or just overwhelmed with life. And on days like this, we are more likely to be very self-critical, which adds to the feelings and those negative feelings. So remember in week 1, when we talked about anxiety, we spoke about how you think affects how you feel, which affects how you behave. Well, low days can be really difficult because our motivation is usually really low too. So how can we deal with them? Well, how about putting together your own compassionate rucksack? Almost like your own little toolbox full of things that make you feel good about yourself for when life throws those curveballs. So you can think about putting things in that you find inspiring, empowering, calming, soothing, motivating, things that bring you confidence about yourself, strength, calm, composure, and even wisdom. So choose items that make you feel good about yourself, perhaps bringing up positive memories or represent something that is important, inspiring and motivating to you in some way. I'm happy to share mine. You Are My Sunshine. This is a little book full of positive quotes. Keeps me going on those low days. Music is also really important. This is a little miniature drum kit. So if ever I get bored and I want to focus my mind, I can press a little start button and I can follow the tune. The other things that are really good to put in are things that inspire. So I've got a little book of hope. It's a very old little book now, but again, full of quotes that make me feel good. Now, don't laugh at this, but find a picture of yourself that helps you reconnect with that little person inside of you. Because look at the state of that. I mean, not a good picture. This was me on I think I was only a couple of days old. God bless the pink eider-down cover. But that reminds me that there's a little kid inside of me that needs to be compassionate. Smells are also really important in your compassion rucksack, because smells evoke good memories. So this is the last bottle of perfume my mum ever had. I dread to think what it smells like now because it's over 30-year-old, but I keep it because it reminds me of her, which makes me feel happy. I've also got a little candle. What's good about this is, again, it helps focus your attention. So when you're feeling stressed or anxious, it can hone in. The other thing I've got in here is a little toolbox. Now, I do have little tools that go in this. And what this represents for me is that every experience that life gives me another tool to cope with what's coming next. And finally, the thing that keeps me going the best is Egbert. Now, Egbert's nearly as old as me, doesn't have as nearly as grey hairs as I have, but Egbert stays with me as well. And again, all of these items pull together and create a warmth and sense of self for me. Makes me feel good about myself, reminds me of how positive life can be. And there's other ways that you can actually help yourself. And that's again where you need the help of the little detective. So with everything that we've looked at in the past few weeks, understanding what you do, how you think, and how you talk to yourself is really important to catch. So start noticing, how do you treat other people? We are much more compassionate when dealing with other people who are having difficulties. and we are very critical to ourselves if we're in the same situation. So we need to be more understanding and compassionate for ourselves, okay? Because what this will then do is help us reconnect with these little people, you know, our kids in ourselves. So how do you talk to yourself when you're low and when you feel you've done something wrong? Watch out for the mind bully and develop what we call a kind mind. Now, a kind mind helps us be more mindful of our thoughts and how we talk to ourselves. We need to acknowledge that we all have a mind bully. This is not your fault. It's just how the brain works. And say to yourself, I'm thinking this because of my mind bully. If I was feeling calmer and less emotional right now, how else would I see this? Use think. Is this a true, helpful, important, necessary, and kind? So when you have all of these negative thoughts, just go, right, hold on, what we're doing. The other thing I want you to start doing is to be gentle with yourself. Notice the mind bully and respond to that critical, nasty thoughts with gentleness and supportive understanding. Sometimes it can be difficult to acknowledge that we've all had difficult experiences and challenges through life. What can sometimes be really helpful for that is to write your own story using what we call a timeline. So basically, it's a complete line, like, oh, not a very straight line, where this is when you were born. So I'm going to put a big smiley face because you made it to the world, to now. And what you're doing with this is for every positive experience you've ever had goes up here on this line. Any negative experience you have goes down here. Now, what's important about the timeline is it really helps you to map out your life to today. All the good and all the bad, okay? And then it's about looking at this and learning and understanding that it's no wonder that you think and react the way you do, given what you've been through in life. And this can help us really start to be compassionate to ourselves, because we're all made up of the experiences that we've had. Start to use compassionate self-talk. So again, we all have this internal dialogue in our heads, and it's very often very self-critical, and we judge ourselves far harsher than we judge anybody else. Now, we can practice noticing when we do that, and we can start with this compassionate or kind mind. Bring a compassionate image to your head, okay? Start seeing and using the kind mind. If I wasn't feeling so emotional, how else would I see this situation? Okay, so you're starting to challenge. Other things that you can do are using kind and positive affirmations, such as, I am happy and complete. I am good enough. I am valued. I feel valued. I deserve and accept the best. Or I am beautiful, loved and powerful right now. These might feel strange at first, but these kinds of positive affirmations have been proven to help reduce stress and to give you a sense of happiness. So the key message behind all of this is to be kind to yourself and become your own best friend. Try picturing yourself as a little kid. And every time you hear yourself saying something negative or nasty, take a step back and think, would I talk to a little kid like that? And would I really say it the way I've just said it to myself? And if you answer no, then think about why you wouldn't. Would it hurt them? Would it make them feel worse? Well, if it would do that to your little kid, then it's certainly doing that to you as an adult. You need to stop because you deserve more. I hope you've enjoyed this session. Again, if you've missed any of them before, check out Active Community's YouTube channel, come and subscribe, and I'll see you next session. Bye.